TGC Requiem back with some Legacy Elves. We'll be on the play here. Feeling awesome about my last win. This is an interesting hand. I actually don't know how Sylvan Library works. At the beginning of your draw step, you may draw 2 additional cards. If you do, choose 2 cards in your hand drawn this turn. For each of those cards, pay 4 life or put the card on top of your library. So basically, I get to draw 3 cards and pay 4 life for each of them that I keep. Yeah, sure, let's keep this. So I put this in the main deck over a... So this is really good against Miracles, by the way. Because Miracles is a problematic matchup, and because I've heard a lot of stuff, or read a lot of stuff about running 4 Natural Order in the main being somewhat annoying or problematic. I think we go... Let's just go Forest into Dryad Arbor. Right? I suppose we could go Quirion Ranger. So the benefit of going Dryad Arbor is we could try and cast Sylvan Library with a mana up for days. I think that's what we do. Misty. Underground Sea. So it looks like we got some sort of combo. Oh, maybe Bug Delver, Shardless Bug. Sure. Fortunately, if they have Abrupt Decay, that becomes significantly weaker. I think we stick with the Forest over the Bayou on account of the fact that we've got Birchler Rangers. So if we need black, we can get black that way. Force of Will. Boom. So I really don't know what if I'm playing here. Bug Delver or... or Shardless Bug. Okay, this is probably like that 4-color Delver then. Or maybe just Grixis Delver. This is me not knowing. So I think we go Visionary here. There. Suppose if we had led with the Quirion Ranger, we could have unloaded the entire hand. Also, don't know if there's necessarily any value to doing that. Certainly might be. Lightning Bolt at the Symbiote. Symbiote is possibly the best card in the deck. That is why it eats all that removal. So, I feel like I should just kill the young pyromancer. But I'm wondering if there's some sort of like trick that they have. I mean, I'm not really aware of any blue based. I mean, I suppose if I kill it, he can go 5. So he can maybe get like a Gurmag Angler. Do they run Gurmag Angler? uh, I'm not gonna go that route. We'll take the 2 damage. We're trying to combo off anyway. If he wants to waste some sort of black, not waste, but use some sort of black burn spell on our Birchlow Rangers, we're okay with that. So this noise you hear right now is me de-sleeving my Legacy Elves deck and re-sleeving my Legacy Elves deck. Because I was using my modern sleeves. All my modern decks use the same color sleeves so that I can transfer cards easily. So I wanted my Legacy deck to be a different colored sleeves so there was no confusion. Since it's my only Legacy deck, it's not going to confuse the guys I play with. Alright, so I think again we just start with Visionary. And I think now we can run the second Queer Ranger out. Yep. So he's down to 2 cards in hand. I mean, so far this looks like Grixis Delver. So probably holding on to Daze here if he's got the 1-man up. I feel like he may even have had Gurmag Angler. I feel that's part of the reason. I feel like Young Pyromancer is a card that should be blocked. And maybe I made a mistake by not blocking it, but I feel like the only thing it could be doing is trying to cast a Gurmag Angler to really put the pressure on me. And that's really the only thing I can think of as to why he would attack with that. Almost one of those plays that's counterintuitive. And even though you'd like it to work, your opponent maybe catches on to it because it just feels weird. Like usually your opponents, at least in Modern, I don't know a ton about Legacy, but I feel like with maybe he's just trying to keep my creature count down for Craterhoof. Maybe he just doesn't have that good of a hand. I mean, definitely seems like He could be holding days. It's got to be tough to be holding another Force of Will, because then you just got almost no more action, right? Yeah, now there's no point in attacking into the Dryad Arbor. So Glimpse is sweet, except we have no way to activate, get it started, right? We have no way to return an elf to our hand. We can only return a forest to our hand. So I think we're just going to pass the turn. If we get a Wirewood Symbiote, that would be a hot start. Maybe I should have thrown a Dryad Arbor out there. In the meantime, he's just going to try and grind me with Deathrite. Yeah, so since I have two Quirion Rangers, it definitely would have been better to play the Quirion Ranger that turn. Or the Dryad Arbor that turn, rather. Assumption is he just pulled the Cataxian Probe, or he has Force of Will and he just pulled a second blue card. Once I get the other Dryad Arbor down, I think we can start doing this bouncy boo play. Okay, so I think we wait one more turn here. Before we go for it. So if we take 2, that puts us down to 7. He can get us down to 5. Bolt gets us down to 2. Double bolt. So if we do this and bounce it back, we can still tap for 4 mana. Forked Bolt, if he runs Forked Bolt, could be painful. So then he gets us down to 7. Bolt's not enough. Yeah, so I think that's what we do. Although I kind of want to just kill one of them. Yeah, I think we take them both back. There's not a whole lot we can do here. And if he has Bolt or something like that, then Avel. Ooh. turn now. So after this game's done, if I end up losing to the old DRS, then we'll have to make sure we take a look and see what our top 2 draws were, what the likelihood that we could chain this further. So he's going to gain life. Oh, he can actually drain us further. So I guess I missed that. So I'm actually much happier with the Dryad Arbor play there. And he is definitely... Yeah, so now he's trying to get wide enough. I feel like this is kind of our turn. Either do it or don't. Cabal, Therapeutica, Painful Truths. Legacy. So he doesn't even have any red mana up. I think we just take it here. Alright, so we shall start. With a glimpse. So I think he's trying to get into a force of will here. Come on. Do me proud. Nope. So much for that chain. However, we can block with Nettle Sentinel for value. Starting to get wide enough that we're going to have a problem here with the number of elementals we're dealing with. Kind of surprised he hasn't started putting more pressure on it. The more he taps down those volcanic islands, though, the more safe we feel, but we've got to remember that Strand is also a volcano. A potential mountain, if you will. If I bounce those back, though, has he... Yeah, he did one lightning bolt. That leaves us with 3. So I think we're dead the next turn anyway, right? So if we do this with our blocks, we bounce the Dryad Arbors, they die. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has the ability to eat. He already has the ability to eat, which puts us to 5. So if we're at 5, there's really no difference in pulling this guy back. So now we're down to 6, 4. If he has 2 burn spells, we're dead anyway. And so then he does 4. Gets 1 down to 3. There's no way he doesn't have a burn spell. Right, so 2. I mean, so long as he has a burn spell, we're dead. Yep. Alright, all lands. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Alright, so alright, so Delver. Probably kill their value cards. Grindy matchup almost certainly. Seems like Progenitus is sort of thing. Come on. Sit down over here. Progenitus. We want to get to natural order as fast as possible for Progenitus. Scavenging Ooze seems really good. Off Deathrite, or for Deathrite in the Deathrite battle. So, alright, so usually we do the same. This is so weird to me, by the way, but from all the videos I've seen, we go 2 Nettle Sentinel, 2 Heritage Druid, almost like clockwork. The Craterhoof to offset the Progenitus. Probably for the spells, we need to off a Glimpse of Nature or 2. Means we got 1 more. Visionary seems too good. I think Quirion Ranger. See Quirion Ranger. Yeah, they don't have that big of a creature that it really stresses me out. I think that's what we're pulling out. 26 creatures. Alrighty, let's do this. I even remember to note that I lost 0-1 in that. We'll be on the play. We gotta play this one fast though. We gotta get a quick win here. Fortunately not. Yeah, we gotta keep this. Right, we don't have any mullet. We have a Visionary. We get a Scry. I mean, we can go down to 5, but what? It's not like there. See, the problem is there's not really like any sort of nut from 5 that we're gonna draw. That's like, this will win me the match. So I think we just value. It's a grindier game. We got Quirion Ranger. We got a couple fetches. Get us Dryad Arbor. Forest on the bottom. I don't think it really matters. Oh, let's just pass. We know we have the forest on the bottom. Let's take advantage of that. Okay. We just throw out a visionary at this point. Oh, great. Dryad Arbor. So actually that's not so bad. That allows us to leave our Verdant Catacombs as access to a bayou if we need it. Another shaman. Doesn't play the other shaman for anything. Alright, so now we could we're going to start with a Quirion Ranger. I don't really want to feed the graveyard anymore. So we're going to turn the forest to hand. We're going to play the forest again. And then we're going to go get a symbiote. Looks like he's going to daze this. Spell Pierce, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what he could do there. So, Spell Pierce. Yeah, that's fine. So that... Nope. Oh yeah, so for playing fast, I've already burnt 3 minutes of the clock. But I really haven't actually played... This is actually, I think, the first time I've played against one of these Delver decks. They're super grindy. Or maybe I make it feel more grindy than it is. Deals 2 damage, target creature or player, Force of Will, Brainstorm, Brainstorm. I think we take the Force in case we draw into something useful. Play a Dryad Arbor, and I think we go with another Quirion Ranger. So anyway, as Brainstorm, Brainstorm, Sudden Shock. Brainstorm. So by getting rid of the Force of Will, if we draw Natural Order this turn, that just gives us a much higher chance of winning. Technically, if we draw... Natural Order... Let's say maybe we could just Craterhoof Behemoth for the win that turn. Huh. This is moving so slow. Part of it's me, part of it's the internet connection. Right now it's the opponent. So now we know... Oh, and this can't be responded to, so that's fine. Whatever. So I think what he's thinking is we have the ability to get to Natural Order this turn by untapping, playing the Forest again, and then tapping 2 more Elves. And so he was trying to not let that happen. So now I'm wondering though if Verdant Catacombs is... So he can use Brainstorm to spit out a token and then make sure that his Delver flips. So he actually used all 3 cards that he had in hand, which means his top 3 couldn't have been that great. And he got a Ponder, so regardless he drew into a Ponder. And then he's just going to beat down. Followed by Ponder. Let's get a Natural Order and a Guy's Cradle off this Sylvan Library. Throws down another Deathrite. So, yes, we'll use the ability. Draw 2. So Cradle's sweet. We actually don't need Cradle. Abrupt Decay actually does work for us, so we're going to put on top of the library. Put on top of the library. And we will want to fetch that away. May have been worth leaving the Cradle on top. And then fetching before that ability. Oh man, he's going to eat a lot. I guess he only has access to 1 black mana, 2 black mana sources now. So the hope is here that he only attacked with the Aberration for 6, 8, 10. So he's actually going to have access to up to 10 damage. So we will abrupt the Aberration right now. And I think we have to block 2 of these. Otherwise a bolt kills us. You know what? We're in trouble. Because now that I think about it, we can't fetch with the Verdant Catacomb. Right? We're at 10, he can take us down to 6, but then... So we can fetch, but if we fetch, we can't... Sylvan Library. We locked ourselves out. And by we, I mean I. So he can put us down to 4. Suppose we can just fetch and then hope we hit it. That's really all we've got to do. Natural order. Oh, you're so cute. So we'll do what we can do here. Oh. And I'm going to get dazed out of this, and because of that, I'm not going to be able to, because I didn't play my Bayou, right? Force of Will. Hard cast. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, okay. So anyway, yep, we win, or he wins, concede, and that was fun. That was pretty cool with the Sylvan Library. These are gonna be some long recordings because I'm taking a really long time, but still good stuff. I'll be back with the 5th and final match shortly.